Poland.
Hi.
Hi, thank you. Good morning, Paula. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Paula is a master business coach and she owns Paula Bolin Coaching. And she is here with us every Monday to bring us some inspiration, some coaching tips, give some free coaching. But we call our Monday sessions Mindset Mondays because we are all about getting centered and getting into the right mindset for the week ahead. So today we're going to be talking I'm actually going to be talking a little bit about Mommy's Block Party and my journey with Mommy's Block Party and how all of that got started. But also I'll be sharing a little bit about my journey with Coach Paula and how working with her through business coaching and personal coaching has made such a big impact in my life, in the life of my business, and how my mindset has changed. And that is the biggest piece of why everything is working so well. So before I start going into my story, I want to throw it over to Coach Paula to just, chat with us for a few minutes this morning. Whatever you want to share with us this morning, Paula.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm always glad to be here, and let's have people speak to us. We always get cheered up as we hear from you, and you're going to be very excited to hear Ondria's story. It's very cool, and that should be very encouraging, and I'd love to hear, a word or something like that that's coming up that encourages you. I do want to mention to you all that as you are thinking about this and thinking about how exciting it is to hear Ondria, and maybe for yourself it brings up something you want, I'm always glad to give anybody a free planning session. You can get in touch with me at paulabcoaching.com, Paula B Coaching. And that's a B as in, boy, B, paulabcoaching.com. I also have a show that's called Coffee and Tea with Coach Paula B at 5:30 on Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays. So tomorrow you could tune in, and I do free coaching there, and I'm glad to answer your coaching questions and help you along. So there's, tons that can go on that we can help you with, and you're going to hear, again, Ondria's really inspiring, cool story. And any of you that are on here now that want to share this story, please start a watch party. Please start tagging people. You don't want to miss this. This is Ondria, the leader of Mommy's Block Party, and that's where we are right now on Mommy's Block Party. So just start jumping on and texting people and getting them to hear this. I think that's really important. It'll cheer us along. I've got the live on too, so I'll interact a little bit while you're speaking as well. Too,
I'm starting my watch party too because I want
okay. Great. The other that I wanted to say is you're probably going to hear Ondria talk about some key concepts that are very important. So if you're thinking about starting a business, you're thinking about changing your life, you're thinking about doing something great and fun, there's some really key concepts that I'm going to share with you that you'll hear her mention, and I want you to listen for it. One is clarity. Getting clear on what you want. It's really hard to get what you want if you're not clear. The universe can't bless you. Other people can't bless you. Resources can't come to your aid and be available, and you can't be looking for them if you aren't clear. So clarity is really important. Doesn't matter what it is. If you want to lose 40 pounds, you want to lose the quarantine 15, then you want to find better health, whatever it is. Clarity is really important. Also mindset, and that's a lot of what Ondria has seen the biggest change, I think, in her life, is changing from an idea of we have to work so hard and why is it so hard and I got to struggle and why do I keep struggling, to there is enough, there are resources. And so clarity, mindset, and taking some action, but we want the action to be inspired action. Mm-hmm. We want you not to be in the grind, killing yourself up at midnight, trying to do one more thing while you're also trying to be a mom and all of that. Both of us are moms. We know how this goes. We're also both very successful people. And we found out the secret sauce to not killing ourselves to be able to be successful. And so that's part of what she's going to share today too, her secret sauce. So So part of that is just getting really connected with your intuition and really trusting your gut, for lack of a better word. And I can teach you more about that, and she'll probably speak about that too. So that's, what I have to say. And I'm just really, excited that you're going to do this, and whatever you share, I know will be amazing. You're just an amazing speaker to begin with. So you guys go grab everybody, here she goes. So anybody that's excited to hear from Ondria, type in me. Come on, let's hear from you. Type in me. I know there's a little bit of delay, and I'm going to grab a little bit of water. I've got some allergy stuff going on this morning. So, yeah.
All right.
People. Okay.
Thank you so much, Paula. So I want to begin by sharing a little bit about how Mommy's Block Party started. When I was in college, I went to school to become a writer, majored in creative writing, and loved writing, sharing stories. And anyone who writes knows that you're told to write what you know. So it's a lot of fun to make up your own stories, but we all draw inspiration from what we know. And for me, being able to share personal stories really, really started bringing a lot of people together. My husband and I, when we were first married, we lived around Washington, D.C. while he was in grad school. That was a hard time for us. I had left my job so that he could pursue his dream of becoming a musician. Sometimes we make, these sacrifices and these choices to support a spouse or a friend or a partner, or a child. So that's where we were right after we got married. And I thought, I just don't know what I'm going to do with myself. So I began writing for local blogs around Washington, D.C. And that helped me jumpstart my creative juices. And I felt like I was reaching people, but I was feeling disconnected from my community and my family back home. So I began my own blog as a way to share my experiences of living in a completely new to me area. So it was a lot of fun to be able to share what we were doing in and around Washington, D.C. and Baltimore with our family and friends all over the country. Before I knew it, we had a lot of people logging on because this was a public blog that was set to be shared with a lot of people. And people began commenting on our experiences and our stories. And that only made me want to write more. Fast forward to a couple of years later, we were back home in North Carolina, where our hometown is. And I was pregnant with our first child. My husband couldn't find a job. He couldn't find a job. He had a master's degree in music performance and just couldn't find a job. I couldn't find a job because I was pregnant. So that was a really scary time for us. I began writing a little bit more. I wrote through my pregnancy. I wrote after my son was born. And when he was around 11 months old, I decided that I wanted to do more. I needed to be fulfilled. So I began writing and reaching out to friends who had started their own businesses, were working with direct sales companies, and they wanted to reach a wider audience. So I began working with them to help showcase their businesses and their products. And really, that's how Mommy's Block Party got started. But it all started with an idea of supporting women. I drew a lot of inspiration and support from the strong women that I had in my life. And I thought, how wonderful it is for all of these women to realize that there's so much more to womanhood than being a stay-at-home wife or a stay-at-home mom. You can do those things, but you can also realize your dreams and you can reach other people. So it was amazing for me to be able to present a platform to help them reach the audiences and the customers that they were looking for. I started to receive a lot of offers to feature different products and companies, and it became more than I could keep up with on my own. So I was very happy to have some women in my family come on and join me to help get things moving and keep up with the demand. Now, fast forward, up until now. Mommy's Block Party has grown exponentially. We have a very large following. We work with a lot of major brands, and we also work with small businesses. But it's taken a long time, and I struggled for a long time, and I mean years. Mommy's Block Party has been around for about 10 years now, which is amazing to me. This little blog that I started because I just wanted to share my thoughts and feelings with my family has exploded into a nationally recognized and multi-award winning blog with a following of over 100,000 subscribers. And honestly, it's beyond my expectations, beyond my wildest dreams. And it's not what I sought out to do initially. I just wanted to write. But this is what can happen when you follow your dreams. I needed a way to feel connected. I needed a way to connect with other women. I needed a way to start bringing in income for my family so that I felt like I was contributing to our household and helping to support my child and later on our second child as well. But it took a really long time to get to the point where we felt like, my husband and I felt like we were making money from this. We were actually seeing the fruits of my labor of love, as I always call Mommy's Block Party, because for years and years, I wrote and didn't make a dime. I just shared.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ondria, but I remember when we first started working together, I asked you to add up like how much per hour basically you were making, and you're like, I'm not even making minimum wage.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's and right. Not to derail people from following their dreams. What we're going to get to is how this can change so quickly. Yeah,
that's right. Hold on, please. I've got my little one in the background.
Oh, okay.
The joys of flexibility and being able to work from home. It's just one of the things that I love about what I do. Hold on, babe. Hang on for 1 second. So I wasn't making very much money at all. And you know, a lot of times we feel like when we're working so hard, day in and day out, burning the midnight oil just to make something happen, we start to really second guess ourselves sometimes. We start to wonder, you know, what am I doing? Am I wasting my time with this? I could go out and get a real job, a 9-to-5, get up every morning and go back to the office vibe. And I've been there and I've done that. And as good as it was for me at the time, there's a lot of toxicity that comes with that environment for some people. So it's not something that for me, I felt like I wanted to go back to. And I certainly didn't want to feel forced to have to go back to it as a last ditch effort and resort to be able to bring in income that my family needed. So Paula and I started talking about working together. Paula has been an amazing coach now for several years and works with so many CEOs and businesses to get them into the right mindset, which really just explodes a whole wealth of growth and opportunity. And I watched Paula and I heard Paula share some of her experiences about the businesses that she had worked with. And she and I sort of talked about working together. And I thought, well, it's something I want to do, but I'm not sure. Hang on, please, honey. I'm not sure about it. But she texted me one day and she said, are you ready to get serious? Are you ready to get serious? Because I had shared my struggles with Paula about, you know, being up at 5 a.m., working, emailing, being up until midnight, responding to emails, just trying to nail down contracts and offers, because Mommy's Block Party was growing. And I did not have the capability, the mental capacity, the emotional strength to deal with it all by myself. And I knew that I needed to make some changes and start taking steps in the right direction to feel better about myself, to realize my self-worth, to regain that feeling of love, self-love, and self-value. I had lost that a long time ago because I felt like I was just grinding, trying to get it done, just spewing out words and stories that were meaningful to others, but almost became meaningless to me because I was doing it more for the money and not because it was a good fit for myself or my family or my community. We had lost why we even began Mommy's Block Party in the first place, in the midst of just trying to make everything fit together to make money and to survive. So Paula's personal story of how she started coaching, began her journey as a coach, really inspired me. And I thought, and if you haven't heard Paula's story, I encourage you to connect with her. And maybe Paula, maybe one of these weeks coming up, you can share more about your story, your journey. But you know, after reading Paula's journey, which you can read thoroughly on her website, I thought, you know what, if Paula can do this, if she can go from basically ground zero and skyrocket, you know, within months, just taking a few simple steps and following a few simple principles, anybody can do it. I can do it. And I can find joy in my business and my life again. So Paula and I met. She asked me if I was ready to get serious, and I said, yes, I am ready. I am so tired of riding the struggle bus. How many of us ride the struggle bus?
Yeah. So
yeah, let's see.
Struggle bus if you ride it.
Or tell us now. Tell us. I mean, before COVID, during COVID, you know, we don't want to still be riding that struggle bus if COVID comes to an end. You know, we want to celebrate our lives. Life is short. I'm nearing my 40s and I'm realizing, you know, I wake up some days and feel like I'm still 20 years old, but I'm not. You know, I'm nearing 40 and it's time to get serious. I don't want to spend the rest of my life while my children are young, while we have energy to still have grand adventures with them. I don't want to spend that time, you know, working myself to death. Stress, anxiety, heart trouble, all of these things run in my family. And mindset to change the way that I think and feel about how I approach my business and my personal life, that has so much to do with our overall health and wellness. It really does. And I can attest to that because since I've made this decision to start working with Paula and to just be coached through some of these things, my anxiety level has gone from here to here. So it really does work. When Paula and I started working together, the first thing that she said to me is, we're going to get clear. We're going to get, as Paula mentioned before, some clarity. So we set out, it all started with a talk about a magic wand. And I know we mentioned the magic wand last week, but Paula asked, if you had a magic wand and you waved it and you could have things any way you wanted it, what would it look like? What would your business look like? What would your life look like? So we started writing these things down, and Paula encouraged me to do this on my own. And I thought, well, I want to travel more. I want to spend more time with my family. I want to have people in place on my business team who I can trust and rely on to take some of this off of my shoulders, people who I know will do a good job and who love and care about my company as much as I do. So we started implementing some changes with Mommy's Block Party. And it's only been about 3 months that we've really been implementing these changes. And I have a team that is growing. I have a very happy family. I'm not working myself to death every day. I'm enjoying the day. I'm happy to wake up. I'm happy to get to work. I'm not checking emails at midnight anymore. I can wake up in the morning and spend the first minutes of the morning with my family, focused on getting them ready for school or ready for the day. And I set aside my work hours and I adhere to those work hours. I respect my time, and I take time to show myself a little love. And, you know, this all flows into mindset. And this is why we call Mondays Mindset Mondays. It all starts with the decision, and we talked about this 2 weeks ago. We talked about deciding to be in the right mindset and frame of mind for anything. You can decide that you want to, as Paula mentioned, lose some weight. You know, you can decide that you want to start a business. You can decide that you want to grow a business. You can decide that you want to become an educator or continue your education through higher learning. Any of these things are possible, but it all starts with that mindset. I had gotten so bogged down by defeat. And I think that that's something that everyone struggles with if we're really honest with each other and ourselves. What I do is a tough game. You know, it's marketing, it's PR, it's working with a lot of brands in and out. It's writing, it's the admin side of things where we have to figure out HTML coding and all these things I never thought I would have to deal with ever in my life and felt like I wasn't equipped for. But changing the mindset, as Paula encouraged me, you know, to think that I can do these things. I might not have the knowledge today, but it doesn't mean that I can't go out there and grab it, because it's there. It's there for the taking. It doesn't mean that I can't roll out of bed, even if I woke up earlier than I wanted to, even if my kids woke me up 3 times the night before, even if somebody had a pee-pee accident when they were standing right in front of the toilet and just couldn't get there for some reason. It blows my mind. But I mean, this is real life. This is real life. So just changing, flipping a little switch up here and saying, all right, it happened. So what? Stuff happens, you know, let's just grab all that goodness. Let's grab onto all that positive energy that the universe has out there. And there's enough for all of us. There's enough for all of us. Just grab onto it, a little piece here or there, or a big chunk of it. You grab onto it and you say, all right, I am not going to fall into the trap because my 4-year-old peed on the floor. I'm not going to let that ruin my night. Okay. I'm not going to let this ruin my day. I'm not going to let this set the tone for the rest of my work week or the rest of my life. And then of course, this also flows into taking steps of inspired action. One of the best practices that I have implemented since Paula and I started working together is working from a place of intention, setting intentions for my day and my week and my life, my business, my personal life. Paula encourages, and I would encourage all of you to do the same, to just sit down for a few minutes. And before you do anything, I do this before I write now, before I begin writing a post, whether I'm writing an email to my team or writing a blog post. I put out there into the universe what it is that I need to do, and I ask for the ideas to come so that it's fluid and that it's easy, that I'm not struggling with what I need to have happen. And when we do that and we're open to receiving, it's really amazing how everything just starts to come together and how everything starts to flow so beautifully. So I want to just take a second, Paula, to ask everyone to sort of chime in. Hi. Oh, hello. I'm seeing all of our friends joining us. Good morning. Thank you guys so much for logging on and joining us this morning. I'm just talking away, but thank you. We appreciate this. But I want to ask you all to chime in. What are some inspired actions that you've taken lately? You know, have you put those thoughts out to the universe and just kind of meditated on them, even for just a few minutes. And what have you grabbed and worked from a place of intention and then inspired action? We would really love it if you could share some of your stories with us. Yeah, hey, good morning. Oh, so excited to see friends on. So when we work from a place of intention, then we can take those inspired actions and we can see that growth so beautifully and so clearly. And then that really is kind of the secret sauce.
Yeah.
That really is the secret sauce. You know, it's not like some big grand experiment. It's really not. These are simple steps. I mean, I've named 1, 2, 3 things that you can do, that you can start today. It doesn't even matter what it is that you want to do, whether you want to bake a casserole for dinner tonight, or or you want to start a business, you know, or you want to turn a hobby into something more, because COVID sucks and COVID has screwed a lot of stuff up. But COVID isn't the be all end all. You know, it's not a death sentence to our businesses or our personal lives. There's a lot of unknown here. And even for myself and for Paula, for my business team, you know, there's been a lot of unknown with all of this. But working from these steps, clarity, mindset, intention, inspired action, these are simple things that we can implement every day, every single day, so that we can move forward with positivity and we can see real results. We can see real growth. We can experience that personal joy that we all want, that we all see that other people are posting about on Facebook all the time, because they don't ever want to post about their problems. They only want to post about, ooh, look at this, look at this, look at this. I know, I live in that world too. It's part of my job. But, you know, we can't get to that without talking about you know, the struggle that we do face sometimes. But it doesn't have to be continuous. We don't want that for you. You know, we want you to experience joy. We want you to live from a place of positive mindset. One of the things that really, really gets me is having a, hey, my son's trying to sneak on here. Say hi. Hi. One of the things that really gets to me and can really weigh me down is hearing a lot of negativity, whether it's from family or friends or business partners, or organizations that I work with. Taking the step to remain in a positive mindset, even when negativity is being blasted into your ears with a huge megaphone, is the best step that you can take in the right direction to move forward. I wouldn't have realized this without working with Paula. I was just ready to settle for whatever was being thrown at me every day, and all right, I'll handle it, whatever. I'm a strong mom, I can do it. You know, sometimes we do begin to break down. Okay, we're supermen and superwomen. We're all super. We can all, you know, harness in our superpowers. But at some point, we have to take a look inward. We have to. I shoved that off for so long and ignored it, and my anxiety and my stress just kept building and building and building. And I'm the type of person where if I ignore it long enough, I'm going to blow up at somebody. I'm going to take it out on somebody, and I don't mean to, but that's just what happens. And that's not what I want. It's not what I want for the people I love. It's just not healthy. So yes, you can have a snack. Yes. This is so real. It's not going to get more real than this. You know, so just working, and it takes work. You have to be willing to do the work, but it's good and important work. Working from a place of clarity, mindset, intention, inspired action is the best thing you can do for yourself personally. If you're a business owner, a team leader, a leader in any fashion, it's the best thing you can do for your employees, for the team you're leading. It is so amazing. And I have to say, I know we're running short on time here, so I'll wrap it up. I have to say that I've been able to bring more people onto my team, and we've made some changes. I'm taking more of a backseat role from a CEO and business owner standpoint, and we now have a manager in place. I have other team members in place who focus on certain aspects. I never thought I would have a team that I could really rely on to do these things. I'm able to enjoy more time with my family and my friends, and I'm not working myself to death from the moment I get up to the moment my eyes close at night, and I'm not working as much on the weekends. I have that flexibility to enjoy my life. So I followed my intuition and I trusted my gut, which was telling me that I needed to do something. I needed to make some changes, and I needed to listen to Paula. Because Paula has the know-how. This is what she does. She knows how this works. She knows how to get me and you and everyone else out there from down in the ditch to up on cloud nine, right? Because that's where we want to be. We want to be on cloud nine so that we can enjoy life. So I really, really encourage you. I have a lot more I could say about Mommy's Block Party, by the way, but we'd be on here all day, and none of us have time for that. So I'll share more another time, but I definitely want to, yes, thank you. Hey, Veronica, just reading in the comments here. That's right, keeping yourself healthy, absolutely, is one of the best things we can do. And that looks different for everybody, but working with Paula has been the best decision that I've made for myself and for my business, and I've seen exponential growth. So I would encourage you, please, please, there's no commitment at all, but if you are stuck in a rut, if you are ready to, take your business to another level, if you want to have it all, more money, more time, more freedom, if you need to get clear about what it is you want for your life or your business, please connect with Paula. Please take her up on the offer for a free session. Paula genuinely loves to help other people. And I think that's why, Paula, you and I fit together so well, because that's what we love to do at Mommy's Block Party, is support women and help other people. Mommy's Block Party is going to be launching some initiatives starting in September for some causes that we feel very strongly about. And if I didn't have Paula's help coaching me and coaching my team to get everything in the right place, then I wouldn't even have the time or the mental clarity to focus on Mommy's Block Parties, starting to branch out into some of these organizations to do some fundraising for causes that we really care about. So I am so excited about that. I cannot wait to share that with all of you. We'll be rolling those out for September. But Paula, I can't thank you enough for what you've done to me. And I know that I'm not here to, promote Paula in any way. But guys, Paula would not be coming on here with me every Monday if she didn't care about you, your well-being, and getting you to where you want to be, sharing these tips, sharing these stories. That's why we're doing this. Yeah. And we are really very encouraged and inspired by all of you and what you have to say. So we love to hear from you.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you for letting me share a little bit about Mommy's Block Party this morning and what we do. We certainly do a lot more than what I shared, but log on to mommysblockparty.co. We have a lot of wonderful things coming up for the back to school season. Holidays are coming up, and you will not want to miss what we have going on. And Paula, again, thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
My joy to be here, and I really do want this time that we all spend together. Ondria, your story is just very inspiring. 10 years into this, 10 years working on building a business as a solopreneur and also a mom. And then, and I'll say at the time that I met you, you told me, I'm tired of being on the struggle bus. I want to step off of the struggle bus. And that has been the basis of how we planned. And it's kind of funny that instead of you now being in that space, that solopreneur, you are taking absolutely the CEO role, that you're giving opportunities, even more people working less, having more fun. You feel like you're a better mom. All of that part of that story is just so phenomenal to hear. It's so phenomenal to witness, and it has happened very quickly. I know your income has gone up. I know, other people are on your team. And I do tell you, Ondria did mention there is work that has to be done. It's not horrible work. It's getting connected with your gut and, the magic. And it's very simple. The truth is there's not this like hidden thing. It's really simple if you get in the space for it and receive it and know like what to do and how to do it. And you've just been like the ideal person. And one of the things you said is there is some work to do. Thing is, like I tell you, you need to do your work like it's your job, because that is your job. When you're transitioning from solopreneur to a CEO, which is what you're doing very effectively, that becomes the time where you got to look at what's holding me back from growing. What's, what do I want? What, all of that stuff. And everyone who's on here, if you today, whether you have a business, whether, whatever it is, just start taking that CEO mindset. How do I run my life as a CEO? That will change a lot. And then simply check in with your gut when you need to make a decision. What's best? Ask. I love that you ask before you write. That's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. And if it doesn't feel good anymore, we don't do it.
Fabulous. And you see what's happening, the result of it. So some very simple things that can be done today, like you said. And I know you're such an inspiration for all of us, and me included. Thank you so much. And certainly if anybody wants to talk to me about how, or get some help or thoughts about how I could help a little bit more, glad to do that. Glad to present it for free here on Mommy's Block Party on the Mindset Monday. If you have topics or ideas, or, the 101 of how to start a business or how to figure out what you want to do in a business, all of that stuff, glad to. I am a master business coach and a master mindset coach. So those are my two things I focus on. So just lovely to be here with you today. And thank you so much for your story. And it's so amazing to watch this change. I know people that are on your team have probably seen it, the change of the company, the increase of the income, the increase of resources, and the belief that it can happen. That's amazing. And I will say that in a few months' time, you have stepped off the struggle bus. That was your dream, and you have done it. So yeah, welcome to the success bus.
That's it. That's where we want all of you to be. We want you riding it with us.
Yes.
So definitely keep tuning in with us on Mondays.
Yes.
Check out Coach Paula's page, Paula B Coaching, paulabcoaching.com, her website.
Yeah.
You can connect with Paula via email. You can connect with me via email, themommyblog83@gmail.com. We would love to hear your stories, your struggles, your successes. Feel free to drop those in the comment section. Feel free to email them. You can direct message them to me or to Paula. We'd love to look those over and share some of your stories in the coming weeks as well, because we all draw inspiration from all of these stories. And we can also, chime in. We can have Paula chime in and help do some coaching just through some of your, some of your emails too.
Yeah.
So we've talked your ears off this morning, but it's always so good to be able to share with you. Thank you. We will say cheers to you into the new week. That's right. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
5:30.
5:30 Eastern time. Coffee and tea with Coach Paula B, and that's over on her page, but we will be featuring that on Mommy's Block Party as well. So you
Nice.
can find that there and over on YouTube also.
Yes.
Right. All right. Thank you guys so much. We've loved having you join us today, and we will be right back here with you next Monday for another Mindset Monday to help kickstart next week off in the right direction. We wish you love and light and a wonderful week ahead. Thank you all so much for joining us. Take care.
Thanks for having me. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.